Hello again. So therapy. Therapy is something I tried once. It's pretty long ago. I didn't really do that well at it. I tried my best, but I was at a point in my life where I just didn't really know who to trust or who to talk to. I currently have very close supporting friends that I love dearly, but it can be a little much sometimes, just to say the least. Um, I remember doing therapy with an online therapist. Lord knows I don't remember her name. But she was really nice. I remember that. She was a really kind person. She talked me through a lot. She knew kind of what to say, maybe sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes it kind of felt like, sometimes she was, comforting, and it was every Wednesday, every week. I think I did it for like 6 weeks, maybe. Um, the reason was just because I was having some not so amazing thoughts to myself about things like self harm and stuff like that. So I went to my mom and said, "Hey, I'm not doing too well." And she was like, "Okay, we'll sign you up for therapy then." And I was like, "Okay." And I just wasn't in a good mindset to actually do it. I didn't participate in it. I didn't put my all into it. I really just I did it really half-assed. I'm going to be honest. I was afraid of talking about my feelings to adults, especially at the time. I really didn't know what to say, what to do. Like, everything she said to me was helpful, but I didn't really give her enough on my own accord for her to give me useful information back. I told her that school was really stressing me out. I go to a pretty it's an okay school. Obviously, I'm not going to say it, but it's just a very hateful place. There's lots of people there that say all kinds of slurs and are just very hateful to groups. And obviously, I have not come out yet, if you haven't detected from my voice. Um, you know, and my Music Key profile picture. um, and I want to, but I'm too afraid, and especially too afraid to do it at school. My parents are pretty sure they're pretty supportive, and I think if I told them, they'd support me. But fear is fear, and that's something to go into a topic on a different video. Getting back to the topic. I kind of took therapy for granted. I'm realizing now in hindsight, I didn't really think it through all the way. And to be fair, at the time, I didn't know who to trust, like I said. A lot of the adults, not really in my life. No, yeah, I'm obviously in my life, but you know, I just had major issues with adults at the time. My mom. Okay, to be fair, my mom was real. I should have trusted her a lot sooner. That was just a personal thing. But the teachers at school did not help me at all with this. They were very, and still are, very good at not really going through with promises. That's the thing that I really need to vocalize. Crap. If you are a teacher or someone that supports like children, and especially a high school teacher when they're going through a very developmental time in their life, you need to give them the support they want. You need to give them the support that they need. And what I mean by that is You can tell them all you want. If a kid comes to you and says, "I'm struggling. I need to know what to do to get my grade up," or "I need to know what to do about this or that," or anything, it doesn't matter. You can say to that kid that you're going to support them and that you will help them. You will help them, like, with their grades. You'll help them, like, I don't know, maybe you'll throw away an assignment every now and again to make sure they get through. The problem is, you have to follow through with it. And I know at first when I thought about this, it felt a little dumb because, you know, teachers, my mom is a teacher, and teachers have a lot on their plate. They have a lot to go through. They have a lot of kids to tend to. They have huge classes of all these kids, and I understand that. That makes complete sense to me. You don't have to give every individual student attention. The problem is, you can't promise that you're going to give them attention and then not do it. If you look at a kid and say, "I will help you no matter what. I'll make sure you're, like, I'll do this to help your grade if it's dipping, or I'll make sure to check up on you." That's a major one. "I'll make sure to check up on you if you're ever doing bad." And then you don't follow through with that. That hurts the kid more than you think. It hurt me a lot because a lot of my teachers, well, two of them specifically, did it and didn't follow through. They didn't help me a bit when things got real. Okay, I kind of went on a tangent there, but you understand. Anyway, I took therapy for granted really hard when I really shouldn't have. And I don't really blame myself because back then I was still questioning a lot of things. I hadn't even gotten to gender identity yet. That was a whole other can of worms. I was still dealing with school stress. That was like the light of it. And now things are getting real. Either way, my friends are amazing people. I love my friends, but good God, they don't believe in therapy, and it makes things really hard sometimes. That's just from my perspective, and it kind of sucks because if my friends see this, I know damn well they won't really be really happy about it, but it's got to be said at some point. I don't know. I've been having a friend that's been going through a lot, and I've talked to him a lot about what he should do to help himself. If you think that you don't need therapy because you have a close-knit, nice friendship circle, I think you should still consider it. And consider the fact that your friends might love you and they'll be there to support you all the way. But the problem is, you can't go to people that are the same age group as you, that are sometimes going through the same things or going through their own things, have their own baggage, this, that. You can't do all of that and expect going to them for comfort to solve all your problems. It's not gonna work. And even if you don't want to see them to solve your problems, if you just want to see them for comfort, that's fine. You can go to your friends for comfort, but you can't go to them for solutions unless they have them. And you need to recognize the difference between those. You can go to your friends for comfort any day of the week, and I'm sure they'll be there to support you, but from your friend's perspective, they're going through a lot too. And their life could be going downward, it could be going upward, it could be going any which way. And they're there to support you, but... And I know this sounds super selfish, but constantly going to the same people for comfort, it's not gonna make things get better magically. And I think that's pretty obvious. But, like, I've been repeating the same thing over and over again. You need therapy. That's the verdict. You can't go to the same people for comfort and deny the fact that you need more major things. Nothing's gonna get better unless you try to make it better. Which sucks, because usually things getting better requires things getting worse first. I've seen it firsthand. I mean, I haven't seen it because it hasn't happened yet, but I know it. The problem is, it makes it really hard for other people to be happy when your group is just in a constant state of bouncing depressive thoughts back and forth between each other. The main verdict is that you can't go to your friends for comfort and constantly bounce depressive thoughts around, expecting things to get solved, and then push away the actual thing that's going to solve it. Therapy isn't for everyone. That's like a major thing. Therapy is not for everyone, but it can be. And you should try first. It might be scary because you think the therapist will leave or something, but something I've learned from my mom is that there's a difference between a therapist and a friend. I've been kind of talking about that. A therapist, it's their job not to comfort you. It's not their job to see you on a bad day and make sure you laugh along with them and have a good time and then come out the next day happy. It's their job to talk about problems with you and talk about the serious stuff, get into the nitty-gritty, and seriously, like, get shit solved. It's their job to solve your problems, basically. It's not their job to comfort you, it's their job to solve. And denying the fact that you think they'd help and then resorting to just going to friends, it's a double-edged sword in a way, because yes, you're getting comfort from your friends, but also, how do your friends feel? They could feel scared because they don't know what you're doing on your own time. They could feel depressed as well as you because someone could be having a bad day or a good day and they want to come home and they just want to relax, but then someone else comes home feeling depressed and says, guys, I'm not feeling too well today. I need help. I'm really sad. And you just don't know what to say because you don't know how to help them. You don't know how to... Some stuff you can't really comfort. There's some things that you can't help unless you're one of the people experiencing it. Like, I've been talking to my friends a lot about coming out to my parents, and they don't really understand the significance of it. And I myself am worried. I don't know why, but one of my biggest fears... Okay, wait, I can't get too into this talking about this because this should be a topic for another episode. Okay. Basically, yeah, I've been wanting to do that, and they just kind of say, go do it. You got this. You got it. Go do it. And they're really worried about, oh, I'm sorry, did I say something wrong? that I don't want to say anything wrong when I'm trying to comfort you, but like they're not saying things wrong. They're just saying kind of what I would say is the bare minimum in some ways. From my perspective, getting into the nitty-gritty would help a lot, and obviously going to your family and saying something like that's a big change. That's when I make big deals with it. And to them it's kind of just why is it a big change? Can't your family just apply themselves to it, I guess? I don't know. It's a lot. Anyway, the verdict is you should go to therapy at least once. If you're going through something and your main support group is your friends, that's beautiful. I'm sure you and your friends are doing wonderful, but try to think about it from their perspective, from their direction on things, because it can be hard for them to always support you. You know, being selfish is bad, but sometimes it's necessary in some ways. I know that sounds really bad, and I know that also sucks, but looking after other people is very important. But if you're jeopardizing yourself in the process, you need to think back for a second. Make sure you help the other person. Make sure that they know you're there for them. But also make sure they know, you know, that they should seek real help. If they want their problems to be solved, they shouldn't sit around and... Not sit around, I don't want to sound rude. They shouldn't just wait. They shouldn't just talk to people they know that are close to and be sad about how their problems aren't solved. And I know when it comes to depression, getting your problems solved is not easy at all. It takes time, it's hard, it's difficult, it's not at all easy, and shit like that is a painful process, but in the end, it's worth it. If you get to solve your problems, obviously they'll still exist. Depression doesn't go away, but it lessens. So, I think that might be all I have currently. This video is being recorded directly after the other video I made about, the other video I made that says first video. Yeah. I hope you like my Balatro gameplay, because I haven't really been paying attention to Balatro. I've kind of been just talking. This is a little taste of what I'm just going to be doing here. If I need a place to just talk, I'll do it here, and maybe I've been wanting to make music for a little bit, so if I ever force myself to do that and learn FL Studio, then I'll probably post it here. And yeah. Thank you for watching.